Introducing your championship finalist in lane number 1, 2012 Olympic Trials semi-finalist in this event. From Palo Alto, Stanford Aquatics, Ali Howe.
Busy early evening so far here in Arizona. Already won the 400 IM, so coming right back in the 200-meter backstroke.
And Paul, she's so used to this. I would say that, you know, having been just gotten out of the water, 45 minutes ago, I thought it might be tough, but not for Elizabeth Beisel. She's used to this type of program, did it her whole career at the University of Florida, and this should be no problem for her to come back and put out a good 200 backstroke.
Top time in the world this year, 2:06.40 by Belinda Hocking of Australia. And as we talked about when Michael Phelps was on with us for a long time, very generous of him with his time and with the fans here in Mesa. And boy, he was swamped yesterday and the day before as he became a huge story upon his return. But a lot of countries around the world have already held their qualifying for the Pan Pacs, for the European Championships, and the United States not quite there yet in terms of their nationals and qualifications. The nationals will be held in August in Irvine. So a lot of these swimmers still building up towards those qualifying events.
It's a good point you make. A lot of these times are not going to seem very fast, and that's because for the U.S., they're right in the middle of their season, where you had a strong country like Australia who just had their Pan Pac trials. So you're going to see a lot of the top times in the world come from Australia, because that's a big shave and taper type of meet for them. I mean, a good example is this event alone. The top 3 times in the world all come from Australia. Hocking, Ney, Seebohm. And again, not that it's misleading, because those are 3 solid times, and Australia had a great trials, but some countries like the United States have not had those trials, and so you're not going to see 2:08s come out of this final heat, which doesn't mean much, because you could see some 2:08s definitely come out in July at their trial.
Well, one of the things that was so interesting to me when we had a chance to visit with Michael Phelps, I thought I knew a little bit about this sport, but it is so technical. I mean, not only with respect to stroke and turn, but also training and cycling and reaching your optimum fitness at the right time. All of this has to be managed so incredibly carefully. And we mentioned some of the top competitions, the Commonwealth Games coming up in July, the Pan Pacs in August, along with the U.S. Nationals. So a lot of these athletes still marshaling their resources and guiding their fitness towards those big events. Middle of the pool, Clara Smitty out of Aqua Kids, just the 18-year-old in the middle of the pool in the orange cap leading, and Elizabeth Beisel down in lane 7.
This is an unusual year for USA Swimming, because there's not that big meet that everybody's pointing. There's no World Champions, no Olympics, obviously. The Pan Pacs, a great meet, but somebody said it best the other day, only about half the world comes to it. The other half goes to European Championships for the most part. And so you're not going to see a huge meet. But, Paul, it is a huge summer for the Americans, because those trials are the trials for the next 2 years. If you don't make a national team this summer, you've got to wait until the 2016 Olympic trials to make the Olympics. So it's a big summer, even though there's not that big meet on the program.
This is a nice swim by Clara Smitty in the middle of the pool. Megan Romano in lane 6 was in second. Elizabeth Beisel trying to close this down, but from start to finish, the top qualifier, Clara Smitty, with a comfortable lead and trying to close this out, hold off her nearest competitors. A strong finish by Beisel at the bottom of the pool. Also Abigail Richter in lane 3 will get in for second, and it looked like Elizabeth Beisel in for second, but a good strong swim by the 18-year-old out of Miami, Florida.
It really was a good swim by Clara. She just swam the perfect race as far as strategy goes. She took it out strong enough to where she built that good lead, and then after that, she just, kind of what Michael talked about a few minutes ago, just really built every single 50. She didn't worry about Beisel down here, was staying pretty close to her. Good stroke that she has, keeps that head back. Great turnover. Look at the turn right here as she comes up into and out of that wall. She got involved with the lane line just a little bit the last 15 or 20 meters. You see that little bump right there she had against that lane line. Might have slowed her down a tick or two, but still a good swim and a runaway victory, won by body length.
personal best time of 2:10.69, swam that in 2:12.53, and I think was probably looking around for Beisel or Romano, among others, in this elite field to see if someone would close down and really put some pressure on over the final 50 meters, but did not, and Clara Smitty wins it. Fernanda Gonzalez actually got in for second, Elizabeth Beisel and Allie Howe in for fourth, and now joining us down on the deck, Clara Smitty. From start to finish, were you looking for somebody really to press you over the final 50 meters, or did you think you had done enough work through the first 150?
Well, I knew I was dying that last 50, so I was just trying to keep it together.
Did you feel that lane line? I noticed that you were right hugging that lane line the last 15 or 20 meters. Is the sun a problem for you out there?
No, there's not really much of a sun out. I just wasn't swimming straight the whole race.
Well, what's the most important thing for you now, Claire, as you start to head into this all-important summer? I was telling everybody about the fact that this summer is so critical for the American swimmers because of the selection meets. What's the most important thing for you?
I don't know, just get faster. I'm looking for those selection meets. Try to make one. I don't know, we'll see.
Well, congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Clara. Super swim here in Mesa, Arizona. More live swimming coming your way on Universal Sports. Next up, the men's 200 backstroke. Another Olympic champion in Tyler Clara.